want to show you guys how I take trades. Okay, it's really, really simple. Um, First of all, you have to figure in like what's the direction, what's the trend, which is a direction. Okay, so you see that it is trending bullish. Okay, but we know that in trading, that even though it may be on an uptrend, it also does pullbacks. Okay, it retraces itself. So, pullback and retracing is the same thing. And so, what happened, I initially, on here, this is where my line is for my break of structure. Okay, and I do take it from the wick. So I come over, well, let's pull it down a little bit, just so that you guys can see. And yeah, okay, so once the candles break structure, which happened here, that lets me know the next cue is to draw my zone, okay? So I draw my zone from the candle, the opposite candle that initiated the push up. So this candle is the one that initiated for it to go up. So I draw my zone, okay, from wick to wick. And so then I say, okay, you know that the charts are very probable. We really don't know. We kind of do what's called guesstimating based upon our skills. And so it turns around, okay? It has to turn around and it has to meet us. So right here, what I normally do if I'm not sitting down watching the charts, I'm going to set an alert. So for those of you who know how to set alerts, I suggest that you do, because the minute that it taps into the zone is when the doors are opening up to say, come on and let's go together. Okay, you're entering into trade zone. So again, we know that there is a probability that the charts could turn around and do as they choose at any given point in time. So we're not going to enter into a trade unless it taps this particular zone. Okay? So we see the candle descending. And once it taps the zone, we wait. And in this particular type of strategy, you can take the trade as soon as it taps the zone, or you wait until, let's say, it does like a possible little pushback away, and you wait for a not so aggressive entry, because the aggressive entry would be the minute that it actually taps the zone. Okay, but there is a possibility that it could drop down, because this is where you're going to set your stop loss a little bit outside of the zone. Okay, because we know, I mean, the charts are very intelligent. Okay, and only thing that you're doing is you're taking a segment out of these algorithms, a segment. That's why we're scalpers, and we go in and we go out. All right, we don't stay in trades for a long period of time. If you do that, that's called swing trading, and you would definitely have to be in a completely different time frame. All right, and I trade in the 5 minute time frame. So we're waiting for it to come, and you see as the candles move, they go up, and that lit up, that just formed a fair value gap. If you guys know what fair value gaps are, this is what it looks like right here. The wick, that's the fair value gap. That means it's in balance. And they say that price likes to go back to where it's an imbalance, okay? But we don't know when it's going to do that. We don't know. We have no idea. A lot of this stuff is just complete probability. That's why it is important that when you are learning how to trade, you need to spend time in these charts, okay? Find one good chart, uh, you know, index. The one I use is the NASDAQ 100 in futures, and I also go on gold. But a little secret, I think that gold works good. It moves good, during the London market. Okay. And right now we are in the New York Exchange. Um, it will be closing at about 1:30, which is not that far from now. So let's just see what it does, okay? We're just waiting. It's like 2 minutes and 17 seconds into this particular candle. Um, so we're like super close to the zone. But we are going to be patient and we're not going to jump the gun and say, oh, well, it's moving in that direction, so maybe I should. Let me tell you something. I've seen some reversals, okay, and you don't know where they're going to hit. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that it is a very strong possibility, not a possibility, but a very strong possibility when you want to get into a trade. And today I got into two trades. Both of them were successful, yay. And they were all done because of my following the strategy, okay? So it has tapped the zone. All right, so let's watch to see what it does, okay? Now, if you were taking an aggressive trade, you would have taken that trade now. But, you know, I'm waiting for the next candle to open up because I want to see where exactly it's going to open up. Is it going to be outside of the zone? Those are your more preferred. Yeah, your more preferred. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's doing good. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Should we take the trade? Oh, let's take it and just see what happens. So that's what it is when you are doing supply and demand. That's how you enter into a trade. Okay? That's how you enter. And it's nearing the end of the candle. Let's see where it actually closes at. We want it to more so close in the zone, but it's really dropping. So let's see where it actually opens up at. It's like right now. Let's go. Okay, you see how it took off? Yeah, it just took off. It can keep going. It can keep going. I was supposed to set my stop loss. I didn't do it. Shame on me. But I'm just letting it roll out. Okay? Let it do its do. Go, go, go. Yeah. So stopping the video now, but you guys can see.